When I was a girl, ballet was my one true love. You see, in ballet's music and motion, there was always so much joy and drama and romance and passion. You know, all the things I desired from life. There was just so many dang rules we girls were supposed to adhere to back then. So much emphasis on propriety. But see, now, all those rules were just nonsense, if you ask me. See, now, I think boys liked me because I told sassy jokes and because I let them kiss me. Only if they smelled nice. You know, when I was about 18 years old, I was standing near the doorway, cooling down after one of my dance recitals, and that was the first time I saw him. I saw a man wearing brown boots and a crisp white collared shirt. And he looked at me with his perfect almond-shaped eyes and long feathery eyelashes. And he walked over to me and he bowed and he said, "The name is F. Scott Fitzgerald, hoping to make your acquaintance." Zelda and Scott Fitzgerald, the most prized golden couple of the 1920s. However, behind closed doors, not all that glitters is gold. We find a woman who is desperately trying to figure out who she is. Z, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Therese Ann Fowler. None of the boys I knew were very interested in books. See now, all they talked about was horses and football. Oh, but not Scott. No, when he looked at me, his eyes were always aglow with the most enthusiasm and ambition. And well, I was completely dazzled. We did just about everything together, me and Scott. He would take me out for supper, and, well, he would take me out dancing. La dee da dee da dee da. Oh, but once we finally got engaged, we decided we'd move up to New York City, and that's where we lived for a very long time. You know, the buildings there are much different from those in Montgomery, Alabama. That's for sure. To Scott, with affection and esteem. We had the most fantastic life in New York. I mean, we befriended every actress, artist, dancer, writer, bootlegger we came in contact with. And yes, our house on weekends was often full of the most strange and, well, intoxicated people. But we almost always had the most lovely time. There was just one incident when two of Scott's lesser Princeton classmates showed up at our house one night, completely drunk and completely uninvited. And they just barged into our home singing some bawdy fraternity song, and, well, one of them ended up puking in my kitchen sink. And so when I tried to get rid of them, Scott got a little defensive. And, well, he had had a bit too much to drink that night, so we just ended up getting in a truly ugly fight. And, well, I ended up with a black eye. Oh, but you have to understand. You see, Scott often had very dark circles under his eyes and a restlessness I could never quite understand. But there was one summer we were in, where were we? We were in St. Raphael, France. And we were staying there for the summer, and Scott was shut away all day working on one of his books. And, well, I really had no friends at the time, so I spend my days reading or jotting down some story ideas. But see, the truth is that I barely saw Scott. You know, if he wasn't writing his book, he was thinking about it or talking about it. You know, and there was a big hole in my day. Every day. There was a big hole in my life, really. I can still remember the day I broke the news to Scott. It seems like such a long time ago now. I can't do this anymore. No more books. I want a divorce. This was all a big mistake. We never should have got married in the first place. You know, it seemed like we were embarking on some great adventure. You know, but that adventure turned into a party we couldn't resist. A 5-year-long party. Scott with sparkling gowns and tuxedos and champagne. But you know, that ain't a way to live. This is not a life, Scott. And this is not a marriage. Real life has to happen sometimes. You can't always just live in your books. I'm alone all the time. And I need a husband who's going to care about me. With you, I've got nothing. With you, it's always about the unending pursuit of some stupid critic's approval, or some obsession over some magical number of copies sold, or the fact that you have this terrible need for assurance to be the finest living writer, and that every thinking man on this earth is supposed to worship your books forever. No. No. I just wanted to be loved. We ended up staying together for the next 5 years until 1929. But one day I got a phone call telling me that Scott died. He had a heart attack. And you know, that was the day that I realized that I was never a sufficient dancer or writer or wife. I was nothing. Nothing at all. To Scott, with affection and esteem.